There you go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Gaming After Dark. I am your host, Noof Nukem, and I'm back here with my amazing and lovely co-host,
Primal Eve.
What's up, everybody? Sorry for the delay and the dilemma. I was coming out of RDX podcast, and I think I had some technical difficulties because I was switching from one stream to another, basically through a Hangout, and some of my options weren't showing up on the screen. Basically, I was in a Hangout, but I couldn't actually start it. So I was like, well, this is weird. So, but I think we got everything on track now. Hopefully we get everybody back, that sort of thing. So thanks for coming in. Tonight's going to be a fun show. We got some pretty good topics, most of them are on the lighter side, but we do have some great stuff. We always got some great questions and stuff as we get toward the end of the show. Hopefully Blue can hang out for the majority of it. She said she may have the bounce early, but we'll see what happens. So we want to welcome our special guest. So yes, Noof is having a three-way tonight with two lovely ladies. Blue Rendezvous is here. Blue, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fine. I'm exhausted. I just ran here from work, doing a little overtime. So we have
well,
to
we
do what we
appreciate
have to
you
do,
doing
right?
that.
No problem.
As long as you saved a little breath for this podcast, because this one can sometimes get, this one can be a mouthful at times, right, Eve?
There's never too much to be a mouthful.
Let's hope that Blue Rendezvous
see what you did there.
Let's hope she prepared herself for this one because,
I don't think I'm ready.
Our chat will tell you this one is gaming. There's a bit of movies, a bit of pop culture, a lot of stuff in between. But it's a little bit raunchy too, right, Eve?
We'll see what happens tonight. But yes, usually we're a little on the M-rated side. Sometimes X-rated even.
Gets a little dirty in here, I see.
It gets a little dirty, yeah. Got some sweaty balls rolling already. It's hot as fuck in my apartment. Holy mackerel.
It's pretty fucking hot here for me, too. I'm
seriously.
If I had balls, I'd be dripping right now, so it's fucking awful.
You girls got the boob sweat going right now or what?
I know. I swear, I promise you, Noof, I'm going to bottle that shit, and I will sell it.
You could get a pretty penny for that.
I probably would.
Oh, yeah, fuck the bathtub water.
Have you heard someone sells bath water? Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, we heard
someone
about
is
that.
Literally selling bath water. I was like, wow, this is a thing.
This is a thing, and you wonder what we're doing wrong when we're streaming these days, right? You wouldn't want my bath water unless you want.
Who wants Noob's bath water? Someone out there wants it, I'm sure.
Oh man, human titties is easy money in the chat. Here we go. Let's get that hashtag going. The human titties. Let's give a shout out to the chat because they make this show tick each and every week. Big shout out to Axel1324. What's up, Axel? Spider-Man 356 is hanging out with us. Crispy Bomb is here as well. Easy Money 4K. Supersonic Station is in the house. He got excited when he saw a three-way. We also we got our Rob. What's happening, our Rob, guys? Thanks for jumping in. Like I said, sorry about the delay and the mix-up on the stream, but we are here. We are ready to go. It's going to be a dynamite show. So let's start off with a guest first, and we'll get over to Primal. So, Blue, have you been able to game much recently? What's been keeping you busy? What's your favorite game right now?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite game, but the game that's keeping me busy has definitely been Overwatch because it's so easy to just jump on, jump off, easy. Doesn't frustrate me as much as Gears. However, I have been playing Gears again because, that Gears hype it started up again. So,
gotcha.
Special place in my heart, even though it makes me rage like crazy. I really want to punch my computer screen sometimes, but we got it. We're good
to go. Yeah, Blue Rendezvous, she streams quite a bit, guys. Before she goes tonight, she'll give you her link and all that stuff, so you can go check out some of her streams. She's pretty fun, down to earth girl, and I'm glad to have her here on the show. It's been a long time since we actually did a podcast together, that sort of thing. You guys might remember as well that Blue used to hang out and do a little podcast with the Ash and Luke at one point in time, and then of course life gets in the way and things go all different directions. We know all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But it's better, I guess, to be playing Overwatch than be stuck under crotch like me, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah. If you say so.
Nothing wrong being under some crotch.
I thought it was the other way around.
Sweaty
but
crotch.
I mean,
sweaty crotch.
As long as it's not smelly crotch, right?
Gross. Yeah, sweaty crotch can be pretty bad. We all know that feeling once in a while. Jay Slayer Jay, what is happening, sir? How you doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're having a good time. What's Supersonic says? Yes, Blue. Love the Overwatch. Been playing Lucio Ball. Anybody know what that is?
Yeah, Lucio Ball is so the thing about Overwatch, which is pretty awesome, is that it has different kinds of arcade modes. So you have the competitive mode, you have the regular like game mode, and then you have like all these different arcade options where you can play different kinds of games that they come up with. And one of them is Lucio Ball, which is basically a take of Rocket League.
Okay.
And you kind of just except it's an actual ball. You have to like shoot it, and when you shoot it, it like flies over, and you have to get it into the net. So it's pretty fun.
There you go. Got to get your big balls into the net.
Exactly. You have experience with that, don't you?
Yes, I have a little experience with putting my balls in various places.
I knew it.
It's like soccer cars. God, I love that. Soccer cars. Primal, what you been up to, girl? What's been happening since you were on the show last?
Fuck. Well, played the last weekend of the Gears Tech test. I think I hit close to 80 before I said fuck it. And then, because at one point, once you've played enough, it's Gears. It's still Gears. There's nothing really that much different. It's still enjoyable, but it's Gears. And then I'm moving this weekend, so I've been kind of frantic trying to figure everything out. First thing I did though is make sure that I have internet. This weekend, I don't care about anything else. I'm pretty sure I won't be having groceries anytime soon, but that's all right. I have internet. And
you can order groceries on the internet though,
but I need money.
I guess you're having a healthy dose of fiber optics.
You heard it here first. Primal needs money. You better get that bath water in bottles.
I need everyone. So I can sweat more, guys.
There you go, guys. Moisty titties, titty sweat coming your way. Primal titty sweat.
But yeah, other than that, I haven't really. I've been playing this game, Dungeons 3. It's based off of a PC game I used to play, Dungeon Keeper, back in the day, where I love being bad, and it's about just being bad and killing all the heroes because that's fun. And then just some Apex here or there. I kind of just, I don't know, coasting through right now until getting my own places is going to be a really big deal. I'll be able to actually play more, and hopefully I can start streaming, which has been something I've been wanting to do for a while. So we'll see what happens.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to talk about the Gears in a second, but I just going to say, man, it is so hot in my fucking apartment right now that my fucking penis looks like a senior citizen wearing a double XL hoodie right now.
You know what? Same. I'm just
saying?
Like a fucking
it just grew out of me. I don't know what happened. That's how hot it is. Things are growing in this apartment.
There you go. Her clit's even trying to escape his shirt.
Oh my god!
It's like it's too hot up in here, man. Let's get out of here. All right. Oh man. Yes. What did we get ourselves into? But how about the tech test? Blue, I know you like to play Gears from time to time, and tried to get on with your man. I assume he's still your man, TiVo, right?
Yes.
Okay, so her man is TiVo. We used to call him Ice TiVo. He's fucking awesome at Gears. Actually, Blue's pretty damn good herself, but we tried to get him in like a week ago when it started, and for some fucking reason, it just wouldn't let us connect when TiVo was on, and eventually he just ended up quitting. It was weird. Like everybody else could get into the lobby, but he couldn't get in, and finally he left. He said like, kind of fuck it, and then I hosted, and no problem, everybody got in. It was fucking weird as shit. But have you tried the tech test? I mean, me and Primal talked extensively about it last week, but have you tried it, and what do you think?
So I didn't play on my name. I played on TiVo's name because I'd be like that sometimes. I'm like, let me just freeload off of your download because I don't have the patience to download it myself. And he gets mad, but it's fine. We wives get away with all the things. And so it was a little bit confusing. Like their whole trying to make it so that you earn the weapons, and then you use that weapon to kind of whatever, get more points. And then the point system that was going on, it was a little bit confusing. I'm not going to lie. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not really going to keep playing the tech test. I'm just going to I'll wait until the game comes out and then I'll figure all this out, because I kind of jumped in without doing the first part, which he told me later that the first part kind of shows you how to like play. But I was like, fuck it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
the boot camp.
yeah. And I was like,
thing.
it's Gears. Like I should know how to do. No, bro, it's so confusing.
Well, the Lance control definitely improved.
When I played the other ones, like the the regular like King of the Hill, whatever. Yeah, it feels better.
Yeah.
Like it feels like your shots are actually connecting.
Yep.
Where in Gears 4, you're like, I shot that person in the face and nothing happened. What the hell is going on? So yeah, I think I'm glad that they're doing the tech test, and I'm glad that they're like getting all the kinks out, and I'm hoping that this leads to a finished, well-made, like a well-polished game, because what the fuck is up with like these developers just releasing shit and just like, yeah, guys, be excited, and it's like broken. I hate that.
Well, hopefully they get all the kinks out before the game launches on September the 10th. And speaking of connecting, let's connect back with our amazing chat. Yeah, all right. Oh, on his birthday. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Fastback is in the house. What is happening, Fastback? How are you doing, son? We got Michael Monkey Punch and Lugo is hanging out. BZ McNasty. How you doing, BZ?
Hi,
Matthew Roy Couture. Shannon Lovely is hanging out with us right now. Axel1324. Dreadpool's in the house. The original Next Level Gaming is here as well. We got Iceman LMH. Iceman is a fucking awesome dude to play Gears with as well. Crispy Bomb is hanging out with us. Try Hard Fan is in the house. R. Rob, Brian F, Shizno Elite, and Draven Arrow. What is happening, people? Hopefully I got caught up to everybody. Primal, anything changed since you played it the second weekend? I played it a bit and I still loved it. Nothing really changed. I was getting a heck of a lot better with it. But yeah, anything different change for you?
I don't know, because I played it so much that I got used to whatever it was that bothered me before. Like, when you get hurt, the fact that you have tunnel vision of red, and just like, needing to take cover constantly is so important. And before, I was able to like just swallow every shot that was given to me as I run towards anybody, because I'm a running gunner. But I got so used to it that I felt like I've been playing that game for years. And honestly, the game is just like every single Gears combined. So I really didn't feel or sense a difference if they did change anything. Whatever. I still enjoyed it. It didn't change my gameplay or anything like that. Like, it was still a good time. The wait times were definitely down. I didn't hear anybody get their 30-minute penalties, but I don't think people haven't fallen out as much before.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't a difference, and it seems like a good start for what we have coming this September.
Yeah, I'm liking it. Like I said, I mean, I've always been a Lancer guy. Like, I like the shotgun too. I don't really have an issue either way, right? There's ways to combat everything, but for me, I like the new feel of the Lancer. It's not as bouncy as it's been in old games where it's really hard to get successive shots. It's a little better at the distance, and that's great because I can be more accurate. I mean, I love the fact now with the Lancer, I'm getting way more headshots, and you hear that nice crunchy sound, and that's good. Like I said, because it gives me options. Because now I don't have to feel like the Lancer is such a useless piece of junk and I got to constantly run into every battle with my fucking shotgun out to do anything. So now I can be a support person now and support fire, or I can be a little more strategic about how I want to handle the situations. Because in the last couple of games, it just felt useless. The Lancer felt like, unless you were like 15 feet away from someone, we're either capping someone in the knees or the head, that gun was just about, you might as well just throw it in the junk, right? Pretty much. But at least that's how I feel. I'm impressed with it. I don't have much more to say about it. I can't wait for the escape mode to come out here pretty soon. I think we get to try that. Is it next weekend?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Callie Rex, what's happening, man? Thanks for stopping by. Great Skull Zero is here as well. Yeah, man, but we're going to get into some topics here right now. Enough about the Gears tech test. The guys go play it. We're going to jump into our first topic, and that is games with gold. Speaking of Gears of War 4 is now with games with gold. So if you've never played it, which I'd say you're probably living under a rock by now if you haven't, now is a great time to jump on board. We got Gears of War 4 coming out for August. We got the 360 version of Castlevania. Is it Shadows, or what the hell is it one? But there's a Castlevania game, one of the 3D new games. Torchlight and Forza 6. That are our choices for next month. So, ladies, either one of you can jump in on this one. What do you think? I'd say it's the best games of gold we've kind of seen in a while, technically speaking. So whoever wants to start, what do you think of the 4 games? Lords of Shadows, Evil Sith Lord. Thank you for that. Lord of Shadows. Have you played any of these games? What do you think? Is it finally a step in the right direction?
To be honest, I don't pay attention to the games with gold. I have Game Pass and, like games with gold, Game Pass, and then the games that I already have. I don't have time to play all of them. So if anything, I usually go off of like recommendations of people. Like if someone tells me, oh yeah, this game is pretty awesome, you should try it. Like then I'll probably give it a try. But for the most part, at this point, like multiplayer games are kind of what I do now. Right. They're just easier to just like, I don't have to pay attention to the story. Like I've had a lot of trouble finishing story. It's bad. It's so bad. I don't know. I used to do it well before and I used to love it. And then now it's just complete opposite. So sorry.
No, that's fair enough. But I'm sure you played a few of these games. Obviously, you're very familiar with Gears 4. You played that already, so you kind of had it. But it's cool that it's there now. I mean, especially with a couple of weeks away from the fifth one, right?
Yeah, because then people can try it. And, all those people that are like, Gears of War sucks, but they never played it before. Those people.
At least go give it a try. It's a great campaign, even if you can't stand the multiplayer, right? Ron Hale, what's happening? The blue one's in the chat. Tryhard Fan is hanging out. Game Injure, I think I spelled it right. Game Injure. How you doing? Thanks for coming over from Dealer Stream. Hopefully you got to catch me over there with them as well. That's a lot of fun on RDX. Shout out to the RDX panel over there. Had a great time. Sorry I had to leave Dealer, but obviously I had to run this show, and that one was kind of running a bit long. SB Nameless, what's happening? Primal, what about yourself? What do you think of the 4 selection? Have you even played any of these games, and what's your take? Primal.
Primal had to probably go pee.
It's possible. Every once in a while she got a 10 with her daughter and different things. And
no, I am here. I'm having a spider crisis right now, and about to chuck my kid across the room because she's freaking out right now.
And it was something.
The game that I am eyeballing right now the most is Castlevania Lords of Shadow. It is a beautiful action adventure Castlevania game. I was never able to play it because my ex had me sit and watch him play it. I was not able to play it at all. So it's something that I've always wanted to do. And like, I would try and find it, and it's like $20+ online or even at like GameStop used. So it's just like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and on top of that, it's so hard to find a physical copy of it as well.
Right.
So I was just being able to see that with Games of Gold just like made me light up so much. So it really is a great game. It's a dark game. The music is absolutely fan-fucking-tastic, but I don't really care about the other ones. But I think this one's great. And as far as Games with Gold goes, it is what it is. No matter what, they're going to put their better games in Game Pass, and Gears 4 is already in Game Pass. But I know that they're getting everybody set up and ready to go for September. So of course this is going to be the games with gold, so that everybody is somewhat on the same page. But I doubt it, and I'm waiting for all that fresh meat. Day one. No idea. It's like my favorite day. Like,
well, Castlevania is the one bloody mess that you can play for more than 5 days, right?
Yes. So definitely, I am playing some multiplayer games, but I have been I gotta knock out all my single player shit. My backlog just keeps on increasing, and now that this is here, it's like what backlog do I have? And all these games I started are gonna get forgotten, which is a shame.
Absolutely. Before we get back into it, let's give a big shout out. We got some new people in the house. what is happening? Evil Sith Lord, Eternal should die. What's happening, brother? Deathmobile is here. Ace Junkie Media hanging out with us as well. Thanks for being here, guys. You are fucking fantastic. We have 40 people watching. Shit, I think we're almost at our record right now. I think the most we had was when Mooch was here. We had 50. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Must be the ladies. Hey, it's the extra boob bringing everybody in tonight. It's all that titty sweat we've been talking about. People can smell it back in the chat.
Oh God.
Is there any girls in the chat? I know Shannon Lovely was here earlier, but then again, Shannon could be a guy's name too. But I assume
Where's
it's a
my
girl.
ladies?
Where's all the ladies at in the chat? We need Lady Foxfire up in here. What's going on? Where is Mike Ibarra? Hey, I tell you, Mike Ibarra might have to make an appearance before this show is over. The real one was on RDX, but maybe I can pull a string or two and get some people going on. What is your guys' stream schedule? And yes, you're here for the tits. Well, we do this one every Tuesday night. For those who don't know, it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 8 Mountain Time. And I love Mountain just about everything. You guys know that.
Oh God.
Just kidding. Personally, for me, Games of Gold, I like it. We've had a couple of dismal months back to back to back, and yes, I kind of think we get it. Most of the good stuff's going over to Game Pass, and that's cool. But not everybody has Game Pass, like Noof Nukem. Not everybody wants Game Pass, like Noof Nukem. So this is kind of cool. I already had Gears 4, but I think for those who've never played it, never had it, great. I never had Castlevania. I'm excited to try that one out because that one kind of came out toward the end of last gen, and I missed out on some real gems because I was switching over and the backlog got crazy. So can't wait to play the Castlevania. Torchlight, I'm not so sure about. Forza 6, it's an amazing game, but I probably won't play it because I don't play the other Forzas that I have very much, and I already have Forza 5 and I have Forza 7, which I've been playing quite a bit, so I think I'll leave that, and that's cool. Anime Heaven, what is going on? Hopefully I gave you a shout out already. Yes, thank you, Shannon, and I no offense, but yeah, I was hoping you were. I assume that you were, but I can't presume everything, right?
Nope, it's the internet.
Absolutely, it's the internet. We don't know anymore, right? So unless your dong is long, we don't know if the everything's strong, right? You know. But anyway, any more thoughts on
Lord.
Games of Gold?
No. That's enough of that.
All right, enough of that. All right, let's get into some more topics. Just let me head over and get to to where we're at here right now. Well, one of my first topics I had was talking about 2019. It's obviously just about halfway through, or almost a little over halfway. There's still a lot of great games to come. We've already seen a ton of great games so far this year. So up to this point, what game has been, your game of the year? And certainly can't wait to hear from the chat on this as well. And I'm going to start with Primal on this one first. Saltiest Gaming is in the chat. When he gets away from his baby who pukes on him, he's in the chat. What's up, Salty? How you doing, brother? He's been playing Spider-Man, guys. Go check that out. He's been enjoying his PS4 immensely, so that is fantastic. Crazy Greek Dude is here. Timothy Dixon, what's up, brother? G-Man 71172, what's going on, dude? So Primal, what's the best game that you've played so far? What's impressed you the most?
Oh, fuck.
Fuck, I don't remember playing that one.
Right? It's an exclusive.
Hey.
Fuck. No, I really don't. I haven't been wowed by anything.
Okay.
And that is kind of disappointing.
Especially considering Kingdom Hearts came out.
No, it didn't wow me though.
There you go.
Which it was slightly underwhelming, which was kind of disappointing. It wasn't a bad game, but for a game that I've been waiting 13 plus years for, it didn't serve what it should have. I don't know. And I can't really say Hellblade because Hellblade came out previously on the PlayStation last year. Fuck.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is also a great game, but that was last year. I'm talking about, I want to talk about games that came out this year, guys. Okay, your favorite game of 2019 that released this year. I know, it's been kind of weird, right?
Thing. No, there's been good games, but there really
You didn't like The Division 2?
No, I actually, honestly, every single time I played it, I'd fallen asleep.
Okay, lots of people talked about that one. Lots of people were playing it.
I don't know, and I did play some Resident Evil 2, and that was okay. Wow, now
Hero came out this year. Thanks, G-Man. Sekiro came out. The Resident Evil 2 remake. We've had Kingdom Hearts. What about? Hey, I know one you like because you've been playing a lot. Apex.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. No.
That doesn't count.
That's so definitely fun.
But Anthem came out this year. Devil May Cry 5, Metro Exodus.
A Plague Tale is a nice surprise. I did play some of that, and I'm enjoying that. I haven't finished that because I can't fucking put Apex down. Yeah, Yeah, no, so far there really hasn't been anything that wowed me. And the last game that truly wowed me was Witcher 3.
Okay.
And that was years ago.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
That's horrible that I can't think of one game. So something neat needs to wow me this year.
Okay, there you go. Something needs to wow her. It seems like she's seen it all, right? You know, like not even a 12-inch dangler will wow her
I've
into
been
this
around
point,
the
right?
block a few times. I need
Huh?
something new.
Say not even a 12-inch dangler will impress you at this point, eh?
I've been there, done that.
How about you, Blue Rendezvous girl? What you been playing? Has anything impressed the shit out of you in 2019? A game that came out this year, obviously. Have you played any of the ones aforementioned?
Yeah, I said so I did have some Resident Evil. I'm not a fan of horror games at all, but I decided to try Resident. I mean, most people wouldn't find Resident Evil scary, but I did. And people laughed at me, so that was fun, I guess, for them. But I wouldn't say that it was like, my game of the year per se. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed myself. I had a little bit of fun with Red Dead too. But I didn't play a lot of the games that came out this year, to be honest.
It's hard. You need a big bank wallet, or you need all the consoles too, right?
It's just, I mean, I have. Oh, sorry. Shh. I have all the consoles. Sorry, my little bitch over here is being a little rowdy. So I have all the consoles, and I didn't want to get Days Gone because of the issues with the with the game itself. So I didn't bother getting that. I played Spider-Man. Spider-Man was this year? Yeah, Spider-Man was this year.
No, it came out last year.
That was last year?
Yeah, last September actually.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's been a year?
Yeah, it's almost a
I
year.
haven't touched my PlayStation for a year, guys. Wow. They better
as long as you've touched yourself this year, that's all we need to know.
They better freaking step their game up. What is this nonsense? That shit's collecting dust. I don't really touch my I don't really touch my Switch. I'm like, this sentence is gonna be bad.
We've got her off the rails, guys.
It's fine. So yeah, the Switch I don't really play, but it's there. I mean, my husband enjoys more of the games than I do, to be honest.
Right.
I'm listen, jump in, jump out. Like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Right?
Oh,
like,
we all like to jump in and jump out. All right.
I can't. No commitments for me right now. Yeah, we just need one night stands and just like fuck it, because these games, I don't have the time to invest anymore. Like the way I did with like the past games like The Witcher and everything. Like I invested my soul, and they broke my heart.
Jago says Blue touching her vagina more than her PlayStation this gen.
Lord.
Well, me personally, I'm just gonna say technically the most technically impressive game I played in 2019. It's gonna go to Metro Exodus. The game looks phenomenal. It plays really cool. I haven't beaten it yet, but it's fucking cool. But the most fun I've had with the game so far this year had to be Rage 2. The game looks phenomenal, plays phenomenal. I've had a blast with it. It's one of those games when you pick it up, you end up spending hours and you don't even realize where the time goes. Honorable mention, I've had a blast with Days Gone too. Jago pointed that out in the chat. What's happening, Jago? Days Gone's a much better, I think, than some people give it credit for. Big letdown this year so far. To this point, obviously, has to be Anthem. I think it's solid, but I definitely think it fell far from the mark.
Jago's the chat.
Look, I think everybody has to be honest with yourself. I of all the people I've talked to, I get it. Some people are playing it religiously, they like it, but there's no question. I don't think anybody honestly feels that Anthem lived up to the hype around it. I'm not saying it was a bad game and it wasn't fun, but I think a lot of us have to be honest with ourselves and say that the game just didn't live up to the expectations. Right? See, she didn't even try it. I mean, if a game was that exciting to begin with or was promoted properly, I think most people would have jumped on it. I mean, that'd be like a girl being naked in my bedroom. I'd be jumping on that immediately. I wouldn't have to think about it. God. Now my wife might beat me upside the head with a bat, but
I was just gonna say, what about your wife? She'll probably jump in there too.
I've been jumping on her for over a decade. You know what I mean?
You both can share.
There you go. That's it. I'm gonna have to get, what do you call it? I'm gonna have to get a fucking swinging party going. That is a shit. G-Man says it was shit. And I can hear G-Man saying it in that voice of his. That was shit. Anthem was not great, but it was fun. See, I agree with the original. It was not great. It was fun. Super Mario Maker 2 was dope, according to Salty's game. I haven't even tried that one yet. That's a crazy thing. Everybody in the chat's been listening off games like Left, Right, and Center. Like, holy crap, that's many games have come out this year. Most of them played.
It's fucking too much.
Exactly. Does anybody else feel like that? Like, slow the fuck down.
Yes, I can't. I knew if I could take a lot, but this is too much. Like I can't focus on one thing because something else looks more attractive. I'm a video game slut.
She can only take 4 games at a time, guys. That's it. Just 4.
If that. Like if anybody ever goes through like my game history, because sometimes you can tell like what games people have played recently, you're gonna see like 7 or 8 different games in one day because I can't decide what the fuck I want to play. And by the time I decide what I want to play, I don't have time.
Yeah, exactly. It's finding the time, having the consoles, it's a mixture of everything. It's just insane. I mean, some people are finishing games left, right, and center, and I don't know if I'm baffled or I'm jealous, because sometimes I'm jealous. It's like, damn, I wish I could find that much fucking time. I mean, but fuck, I can barely. Once I get home from work, I barely find enough time to have a good shit, let alone play 8-9 hours into a game. You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? I have fallen asleep with my hand down my pants almost every single fucking night this week. Okay, I don't even have time for that. I'm fucking exhausted between working and trying to move.
What kind of game are you playing down there? Is that Space Invaders or what?
From dust is what it feels like.
Poor Blue, she's over there like, what the fuck kind of podcast did I jump into?
You know, just kind of listening.
I
like to watch.
Oh, you like to watch? There you go. Well, if you came to my house to watch, it'll be more like a horror show. You'll think you're watching It Part 3.
Or like Saw or some shit. Or The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, it'd be like that fucking movie. What's it? The one where the fucking alien mutates into different things. What's it called?
Oh my God.
The Thing? Is it The Thing?
Is it?
The one's John Carpenter, the one with Kurt Russell and them?
Yes. Yeah, the thing where they're on some fucking ice island thing. Yeah.
Salty's over there dead. That's awesome. Pocket Pool says easy money 4K. What kind of pool cube you using, son? Yes, that's why you only game on one console. See, that's a legitimate reason to have just one fucking console, just because it's fucking hard enough to keep up with one, let alone fucking 4 or 5. Jesus.
I know. Did you finally get to play Detroit Become Human?
I did, and it was pretty cool. I'm actually enjoying it so far.
I wanted to, and I never got to.
See, that game appears out of nowhere, and I forget everything else.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. And I actually ended up beating it, but I want to beat it again. It's one of those games.
Yeah, the remake of The Thing was actually really good, G-Man. At least I thought so. I thought they were both good. The original was great. It was ahead of its time, and then sequel or the remake or whatever was fucking dope too. 5 consoles. You own the Soldier Boy box. I don't know. What the fuck is that?
God.
The Soldier Boy.
The Soldier Boy. Yeah, I forgot all about that fucking thing.
Salty actually
he spelled it wrong.
Properly.
Yeah.
That's not how you spell Soldier Boy, brah. Get with it.
It's Soulja, right?
Soldier.
Right.
Oh man.
I'm just a soldier boy. I play with my big toy.
Oh my God.
All right, let's press the button on this topic and let's move right along, shall we? Anyway, there's lots of great games to come, but my most anticipated is Gears 5. Hands fucking down my pants. Yeah. Do I get a consensus on that from this chat?
I'm getting there.
Blue's giving me the whoop whoop, and Primal's kind of getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm more there than I was before. It's just that game is so near and dear to me that my expectations are above and beyond. So I'm trying.
Girl, you better get to that climax.
To disappoint myself. Oh, I've climaxed plenty of times on Gears. Trust me.
You could ask video called Climax games.
My former friends list people. No, I don't know. After playing the tag test, it did get me more excited. But the weird thing is I'm more excited for the storyline than I am for the multiplayer, because after playing and putting in as many hours as I accidentally did during the tech test, it's still Gears of War multiplayer. There's nothing new for me there. So it's the storyline that I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to some co-op action too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody likes a little co-op action. One can't get it done, but it takes two to screw. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
I mean, one can get a lot done though, right?
Oh, one can have fun, but it's better when you got two buns, right? That's right.
They make toys for that now, Noof.
It's like a hot dog, it just ain't the same without the bun. We just don't want it smeared in heavy ketchup. That's all. Let's get on to the next topic before old Noof over here fucking rolls right off the completely cracked end of it. Stadia, speaking of things coming out this year, Stadia is ramping up. I don't know if you guys if you've been on any type of YouTube or a lot of things. I've been seeing ads all over the fucking place. I'm pretty sure Primal's heard of it. I don't know if you paid much attention to it, Blue, but Stadia, what the fuck? And we also say what
Salty
the fuck, even though we know what it is.
What? Look at Salty's question.
Salty? What's Salty? Here's a question for the panel. How do you feel with the word? What? I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm going to have to go search it now. Gaping?
Oh my God. Yeah, search it.
Gaping?
Go ahead.
Well, I know there's some people with some gaping assholes, but
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm sorry. What was the question? What was your question? Not that question.
The Stadia. What do you think about this Stadia? Does it because it's marketing so hard right now? Is it building any hype at all? Do you even give a rat's ass? Do you think it can even compete with the big boys of video gaming? One of your girls, either one can take it away.
I mean, I'm open to anything, right? Because we've had surprises before, but I'm whatever. I'm kind of I'm the type of person that I have to it needs to be out already and then we'll see,
Right.
Except for Gears, because Gears just is that ex that you always go back to that you can't fucking stand until you had a few drinks and then you're like, oh, you look cute. Come here,
Right.
Yeah. So Gears always does that. But everything else is just talk to me when they come out with something, talk to me when it's out and then I'll try it and then we'll go from there.
Well, if you think any of those crew on the Swarm are cute, you got some issues, girl. I like the one with the big horn on his head. Yeah.
Oh God.
Huh? They fucking ugly motherfuckers. They're worse.
Sometimes the ugly ones do the best job.
I know. Well, that is true. Sometimes the ugly ones are packing the most heat, right?
I mean, hey.
Well, the one they always say is the one with the biggest feet packs the most heat. I don't know if that's true. If that
have you done a little test?
That's a lie.
Oh, okay. We have someone who's tested that. Okay.
That's a lie, because if that would be the fucking case, my shit would be hung down to my knee already. So, because I got some big ass fucking feet and I got short change in the mid groin.
Lord.
Oh fuck!
You need a refund.
Well, Blue, are you even up for fucking? You need a refund. It's I got short change. What the fuck? Yeah, when God was handing out penises somewhere along the line, he took a snip or two off of this one.
When God was handing them out, here you go, one for you, one for you, just in his hand, just attach it. Here you go.
That's what he does. He goes, one for you, one for you. We'll skip that one. That one gets a slice of crack. That one gets a crack back, and that one gets a dingly dangler.
He just pulls them out of a bag, just all of them.
Yeah, he's got a big bag of dicks.
Oh God!
Who gets a dick today? The straw numbers here. Oh fuck! No, it's not that bad, Salty. Jeez, I don't need a magnifying glass, but all that shit. What's Chaco say? The ugliest girls got the best vaginas. What I heard, because nobody been in it. Oh, I know some of the ugliest girls can suck a golf ball through a leaf blower.
Oh my God.
No, Salty, new masturbation.
Oh, I had a horrible thought.
We are way at a fuck off topic here tonight. But what do you think of streaming, Blue? Is that even a thing for you? To just stream the games and hope that the connection never lets you down?
I mean, usually my connection is fine. My husband has set it up, and yes, I will give credit to my husband because I do nothing when it comes to that. But we have a really good router. I'm connected. I play a lot through my I connect through my PC, and kind of let it run through that. So like my connection's pretty strong. So I don't really have issues with connecting to people when I play like co-op games and anything like that. And it's good because like I play, he plays, and I stream at the same time. So like like that's a struggle, and it works fine. I've had issues where sometimes it'll just like shut off by itself.
Right.
So that's annoying, but everyone has technical difficulties. But streaming is fun. Like I enjoy more playing while I'm streaming than just playing now. It's weird to just play without being live now.
Right. You're just so used to it.
Yeah.
And as far as like getting your games through a streaming provider, right, where you don't have a physical disc or it's not a digital download, right? There is some issues out there. We have to make sure that the networks are capable of handling the bandwidth and the kind of games that we intend to play in the future, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That's the thing too. There are some people though who have. Do you have data caps in Canada?
There are on some providers, but they're not like for me. I think mine is pretty lenient. I've never hit mine at all.
See, like that's the problem, right? Because like all of these games have you downloading, the game and then updates and then like periodic updates, right? There's like day one updates and then there's like an update like I don't know, 2 weeks or something after, like all this stuff you have to download. And I've worried about that where I'm just like, I hope all the providers don't start doing data caps because that would fuck everything up for us
Well,
gamers
that's
in
it.
particular.
The more it goes, I mean, obviously the companies like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and other people, they're trying to talk with these the providers, the service providers, to kind of get around that. But the thing is, I don't see them giving in because I think as the future starts to transcend more towards streaming, I think they're only going to try to leech people for every nickel and dime they can.
Mm-hmm.
And if that becomes the case, that's going to hinder gaming more than push it forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are going to be like, fuck, I can only play for a limited time this month because I might hit my data cap, right?
Yeah, that sucks, man. That
Yeah, big
sucks.
time. Primal, how about you? But Stadia has it,
Salty has a terabyte cap.
has it tweaked your nipples at all this month? The Stadia, now that we're getting closer?
No, and I feel like the more information they release, the less likely I'm interested. I was never interested in it to begin with, and now I'm even less so interested. There really isn't anything on there that calls to me. I really don't care, Noof.
Well, first of all, there's nothing on there that you can't get on a competing platform. That's the biggest thing.
Right. So I'm trying to understand like what purpose, like what purpose are you going to serve me? Because I don't see it.
Absolutely. Well, I guess the one cool thing is, of course, if I'm understanding this correctly, like say with Stadia, it's basically a controller, and the rest of the Stadia is more or less an app. So the more things you can download the app for, like I'm thinking, like if I wanted, I could take Stadia, go into my bedroom, and basically stream it from my laptop, or perhaps I could stream it from my Android phone.
There's just a lot of shit now. There's just a lot of shit now. There's too much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit out there right now.
Like imagine
confusing.
Like we have so many subscriptions, like how many what's your limit? How many are going to be willing to pay for every month,
Right. Exactly. Yeah, and like I don't know, like it's interesting to see. Like I'd say if Stadia doesn't take off and become a pretty big success within the first 2 years of its launch, I don't know if they're going to be around, and that will be a telltale sign of where the industry goes. Like Stadia thinks they can walk in because they're Google and just kick everybody's ass like they did with the search engine, but they're up against some big players,
and then they don't have they don't have the history of gaming like Xbox does or PlayStation does. Like more people are going to be like, oh, my friend has this one, so I'm going to play on this one,
Crispy Bomb sounds like Stadia. Yeah, it is kind of like a stain on the industry. Some people are excited about it. I know my buddy Free Jack. He's got the Founders Edition, and apparently he's going to like give me his extra one come November, whenever fuck it launches. I think Mooch got one too. So I'll give it a try. If somebody's going to give it to me,
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, somebody's got to try it, and it'll be you.
But I am not in it.
Tell me about it later.
Like Jake,
I know it's like the norm. No, yeah, I know it's like the norm to like try new things when you're a streamer, just to like put it out there and get views and stuff like that. But I'm the anti-streamer. I do everything the opposite of what I'm supposed to do.
Right. Absolutely.
So yeah, I won't be trying that. Thanks.
All right. Well, I think we can move on. I think so far, based on the chat and based on my two amazing panel members here, it doesn't sound like this thing is hitting the right buttons. Hard pass for Salty. Yeah, Google owns Android, right? So that's why I can't see it not being on Android phones. But I don't fucking. I could be wrong. I don't really give a shit. I don't think I'm going to invest in it again. If it's a subscription,
Do
then
you
it's
mobile game?
another, right? I don't mobile game at all. I don't play anything unless like I'm really fucking bored. I'm at like an airport and I got my phone and nothing else with me. Maybe like I might fire up like one of those quick and easy games you can get into. But I literally only have like 2 or 3 games on it. I don't care. It just doesn't give me the kind of experiences that I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm always interested to like know how many gamers, if that's wrong to say, how many console gamers or PC gamers are also mobile gamers. Because mobile gaming has become kind of like a thing now. Like it's really popular.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why they're going after that market. It's just they're just too big of a market to pass up. Whether we like it or agree with it at all, this is the thing. Like Microsoft knows they have an untapped audience with millions of gamers. That and if they there's lots, like for example, there's lots of people out there that play the Fortnite or they play PUBG on their phones, and the way they see there's money on the table, right?
I tried those. It was hard. It was bad. I was really bad.
Yeah, I would be bad too. Primal, have you ever tried any of those games on the mobile phone?
I've dabbled a little bit in some like the more card games. And then I don't know, just a lot of the shit is mostly like pay to win type things. And I dated somebody who spent over $5,000 on
holy shit
mobile card.
Wow.
And that kind of really turned me off ever since to even play anything.
That is a problem.
Yeah, that was bad. So yeah, no, I like every once in a while I'll play like what the fuck, like Bubble Witch or just jam,
Bubble Witch.
Yeah, or just something to if I'm bored or at work, during my lunch and stuff, just to do a little something because I need to be playing something at some points in my day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nothing serious.
Cool.
I on console.
Let's give a shout out to the chat again because we got some names in here that I haven't seen perhaps ever.
Hola,
Joshua Galveo, what is happening, Joshua? Thanks for stopping by. Drew Zilm, how are you doing, sir? Thanks for being here. Who has not gotten a shout out from me?
Dangerous, Jago.
Anybody in this chat not get a shout out from Noof Nukem? Because if you haven't, please just say you didn't get one because I don't like to miss anybody because each and every one of you means something to me that you take time out of your schedule to come out here and spend it with us assholes. So yeah, it's well, I'm an asshole. I don't know about the girls. They might have nice assholes, but
I do not bleach, but I am.
You don't bleach, but you shave, right? Is that what it is?
I'm actually
you wax.
No, I'm like I don't know. I had one dude that was like, "Wow, how are you so hairless?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I'm just gonna assume that I'm just well gened.
Yeah, right now there's a really weird situation with this stuff up here in Canada. This like hair salon studio that does waxing and stuff. Apparently, they just got shut down because a transgender person went in and wanted the girls to shave his junk, and she refused. So she complained, whatever. And yeah, I guess like they're causing a big stink. That was fucking weird, man. But I don't know.
They refused because they didn't want to shave a junk, or they refused because the person was transgendered.
They didn't really say why. I think it was just they had more issues with shaving a man. Well, I guess the transgender's junk. I don't ever know how to put that fucking shit because it always mixes me up. But yeah, they just didn't want to shave some hairy balls. So
whatever.
Some people won't do it. Like, yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah. I guess to each their own. You have the right to refuse certain things if you're not trained for it or whatnot. Or whatever,
some salons don't do particular like things. So I mean, if they already didn't have it as a service, then that makes sense. But if they're denying it because of the person's gender preference, then hell yeah, shut that shit down.
There you go. Yeah, no, absolutely. Anyway, I didn't want to get off topic. I just thought it was interesting, and this happens
Yeah.
in Canada. And usually up here, like things are pretty like straight and narrow. But Easy Money says that takes skills. To the curtains,
I
Matt,
see.
the
I
drapes.
would be afraid. I've never shaved balls before, and I feel like, well, I guess a guy would be afraid to shave a girl's hoo ha too.
Oh, I've done
Yeah,
that
but if it's a
before. That's fun.
salon, like they should have someone with experience doing that.
Trust me, it's a lot easier to shave your private parts than to shave your fucking face. I
Have you
tell
ever
you,
waxed it?
the hair on a man's face, at least on my
I've
face, is like barbed
waxed.
wire.
Wait, not balls because I don't have any. But no, I've dabbled in a little bit. But it's just
Who here has waxed their
Uh,
huevos?
they're cooties.
Their huevos.
There you go. Anybody ever
Have
wax?
you waxed your facial hair? I mean, you're not supposed to
I don't
move,
wax my
but
facial hair, but
oh my god, I want to see you like one day just like do your eyebrow. Oh my god, it'd be hilarious.
shave them all off. There goes
Just
my
record
caterpillar.
yourself getting your eyebrows waxed. Oh, that would be
Jason,
like
I don't want a
the
granny girl with a razor
funniest thing in the
balls.
world.
You better
Anyone
trust
who's into like dominatrix stuff would be like happy to do it for you.
Oh fuck! Have you ever cut your junk?
ouch.
No, can't say that I have, but that would be interesting. Yeah, it's bleeding down here. Oh
Oh,
man, we are off
Oh my
topic, but
god.
that's what I love about this fucking podcast. It goes everywhere.
Ooh,
Let's
I'm just picturing blood. Oh my god, no.
there you go. Well,
Ha!
you girls have enough blood to deal with on your own without having to worry about
Bloody balls.
No, I
bloody balls.
had a buddy of mine had a buddy who was who was out on his dirt bike and he went for a jump and when he on the jump it went so hard down that when his nuts came down they actually
Oh my
Oh my
god.
lord!
yeah they had to go and sew his shit up like he said
Ah!
that it looked like that his water broke.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit.
Plug your ears.
That's disgusting. But
We
also
don't know what to
painful.
walk back into, Beezy, but we hope you're enjoying it. Oh man.
So like did he lose one? Like
Oh, I
did
don't
they put it back in? Like
that's where the story ended for me and
yeah.
I walked away.
Yeah, I just lost my nuts.
Oh, poor
Oh,
guy.
oh man. Damn. Oh man.
Sucks.
Let's
Watch
get
your balls, guys.
anyone into Greedfall. I don't know. Might be watching your balls fall after this conversation. No, I have not played Greedfall. Perhaps at some point. Then let's get into the next topic. How about I know some of you girls love horror movies, and this is one that impressed the hell. I love the original. It was a TV miniseries, but the new one that came out a couple years ago was phenomenal. I'm referring to It. I love that movie. There was just something about it. Well told story, great special effects, that sort of stuff. I just really, really liked the remake of It. Thought it was amazing. So, who's seen that original movie? And are you excited for the sequel? Because it's just around the corner. And apparently, I don't know if it's a theatrical release or with the director's cut, but it's going to run nearly as long as the Avengers Endgame, which was what 3 hours long. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
My
that
body is ready.
no surprise. The time length. It's a Stephen King movie. If you've ever seen any of like the other Stephen King movies, they are actually pretty lengthy. Especially if you've ever seen his TV series like Rose
Yeah.
Red and shit like that.
My
But,
body is ready.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I really like the remake, and it's so hard to really enjoy a remake of a movie because I had
Yes.
Chucky, but then again, it's like the one thing I enjoy the most is Tim Curry is fucking Pennywise.
Wait, you said you hate what? You said you hated Chucky?
The new Chucky.
Oh.
The
Chucky.
Curse of Chucky?
No, Chucky. The new Chucky with Mark Hamill.
Yeah. She likes the little redhead dude with the big
Child's
name.
Play. Child's
Yeah.
Play. You didn't
Well-
like it. Okay.
Well, no, because it wasn't like it's not really Chucky. It's like its own story. But anyway, with like it, I just like how there's two different Pennywises. Like Tim Curry is probably the scariest and creepiest Pennywise there is. Like I can still see him in the fucking grate.
Mhm.
But
Whenever Primal walks past the grate nowadays, she's gonna wait for a red balloon, right?
fucking looking in. But no, it's just I they made it its own, but they still kept to I guess you would say the books, if anything. But yeah, I'm pretty damn excited to see it finish up. I don't care how long it is. I don't care about how long movies are, as long as they're not fucking filled with fillers. Stop
Right.
filling
Hmm.
me with shit I don't care about.
Yeah, only
If
Hot
it's
Dogs got
long for a
fillers.
reason, then perfect. But yeah, I hate when it's long and then it's like, yeah, pointless fillers, just like awkward,
Yeah,
moments in a
I had
movie.
an ex like that. He was long and
You
he
had an ex for
filler.
everything, I think.
I um but it didn't do anything for me because he didn't know how to use it. I was just on a pole, and that was that. But no, all right,
So
carry
I guess
on.
you didn't know how to use it.
He did. There you go. News.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, timing and like all that stuff is super important for me when I'm watching a movie. Just the flow of everything.
Right.
And I mean, I like the remake better than I like the original.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and it's gonna be super cool to see the actors, you know,
Yeah.
because they're gonna be doing the older ones, like them
Mhm.
older, but also
Yeah.
show them young, and so it'll be cool to kind of just like see that dynamic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Well,
I don't like horror, but you know.
I think it's going to be amazing. I don't think, even though if it does run through hours, I don't think it's going to be dragged out because one, we've already sort of gotten like a good chunk of the story with the original. So we
Mhm.
kind of know what to expect. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of back building or building things up now. It's going to get going. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just going to be amazing. I love the special effects, and that's the biggest difference. You go from the '80s, and I think the original was outstanding for its time. But you go back and watch these films now, and it certainly has aged. And of course, Stephen King's books really play into more like R-rated genre.
Mhm.
If it's made for TV, they cut a lot of stuff out, and they water it down for a TV audience where there's next to no cursing or very little nudity or the
It's all
violence is toned
PG-13.
back. Yeah, it's a lot more left up to the imagination. But Tim Curry was amazing. Still
Yeah.
is. He definitely is. It was a great Pennywise. John Ritter was in it too. That was fucking awesome. He passed
Yes.
away. I loved having John Ritter there. It's a good cast, good movie for its time. But I like the new one, and I definitely think the Skarsgård kid's pretty awesome himself.
Very good job. He made
Yeah,
Pennywise his own.
yeah,
Mhm.
There isn't anybody else quite like him.
absolutely. So I can't wait. I mean, I'm not usually this excited for horror movies. Usually it's more like action and stuff. But damn, I can't wait to go to the theaters when this drops. And I think is it coming out in October again? The last one came out in October of
Oh my god, salty.
probably 2017. I think it was.
um, I don't remember, but it's supposed to be out in September, right?
My buddy found a golden dildo in a
Yeah, do
theater
you
when he
see
worked
this?
there. A golden dildo. What was that? The ticket to ride or what? I think
Oh
he
my
found a
god.
golden dildo. Be like the
Have
golden
you
ticket.
did you guys hear when that movie came out? Damn, what was 50 Shades of Grey? And apparently that people were finding like cucumbers in the theaters.
Oh my lord.
I was like, what?
I don't remember the selling them at the tills.
Oh my lord.
Well, I heard at some theaters they were actually putting saran wrap over the seats in case people were getting a little moisty down there,
What the
which could be possible. I could
Oh
see
my
a few people
god.
with their hands in their pants and
That
things
That
would
getting
be
a
movie was
like
little.
not hot at
that would be
all.
like a creep's dream to go in after all that, right? Like and sniff all the seats.
Oh my. What is that new hire doing? He's like, he really takes his job serious because he gets down in them seats.
He's cleaning it, right? What?
Comes out as a just sniffing and sniffing. What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
god.
Oh, let some dogs loose in the theater and see what happens. It'd be like going nuts.
Oh gosh, no. How do you even clean oh man.
Like,
Now every time I go into a theater, I'm just gonna think, what if
who's
someone
cat hair?
like jacked off on this seat and just kind of, didn't never cleaned up after themselves?
Oh,
Great. That's
that was
thanks,
Pee Wee.
Noof.
That was Pee Wee Herman years ago.
Oh my god.
Who the fucking masters the movie theater? That's your Pee Wee Herman. That's funny, Jake. I took the words right out of my mouth here.
Lord.
Oh fuck, that's fucking funny. Ace Junkie, what's happening, Ace? I'm not sure if I caught you earlier, but thanks for hanging out with us, man. We got 29 awesome people watching. We've lost a few. They're probably like already grossed out and gone on. We got one. We got one
We had
down.
43 at one point,
I
and I don't
know.
know what happened.
We started talking some weird shit, and then they were like, "Oh, This ain't a podcast that me and my kids can listen to. Say
Their wife walked in the room.
What's up, Sadius? Great to see. Like I said, not really serious topics, but they're fucking fun. Speaking of things like this movie, we can't wait for it. Obviously, the panel is unanimous. Sounds like pretty excited here. What kind of games, movies, or things in real life actually scare you guys?
Fuck.
Fuck
What?
scares you?
What kinds of
I forgot about this.
what kinds
Okay.
of things in real life scare me?
I'll start with you, Blue. Well, what kind of games, movies, or things in real life actually scare you? Like, where
Okay,
do you
okay,
draw the
okay,
line, or
okay,
what can't you watch, or what can't you
okay,
play?
okay, okay. Are you listening?
Yeah, listening.
Okay.
So,
So I recently went to Kentucky to visit some friends, right?
oh,
And in
that's scary.
Kentucky, apparently, there's a lot of fucking places that are haunted. And I didn't know. And so, I was just like, oh, we'll have some fun. We'll go on a ghost tour. Motherfucker.
Hmm.
Worst thing ever, because the ghost tour guy ends up telling us that the hotel that we're staying at is actually haunted. So, that night it was, pretty tricky to sleep. And yes, I do believe in ghosts. And yes, I'm fucking exhausted. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm scared of anything that, like, any movie that has to do with like demons or like ghosts, or
Supernatural.
even, yeah, just, dude, and my husband loves that shit, and so he makes me watch, like, what was the movie, uh all the famous movies, like the Annabelle ones,
Yeah,
the fucking all those demonology movie shits, they're all like
right.
correlated, they're all connected, so he loves to watch all of those, and I literally shit my pants every time we do. So yeah, he likes to torture me like that.
How about in video games? Or any video games that have
I
scared the shit
mean,
out of you?
all of them, any video game that is deemed scary, it just, I can't, like Outlast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no,
That was pretty
can we
creepy.
not? It's super creepy. I can't even get past a particular point because all I do is scream, and like I can't move because the lady just like comes and gets me, and I'm like, I don't know where to go. It's too dark, and then I freak out, and then yeah.
Hmm.
So that's always great because everyone's like, you should play Outlast. I'm like, why? So any scary game, yeah, I get freaked out. There's a new scary game coming out. I don't know if you heard of it.
Blair Witch.
Um,
Yeah.
no, but that one's coming out too. But it's a co-op one. Oh, fuck. I'm
Oh,
gonna find the name.
Madam and Dan come out
Yes.
next month. Yeah.
Guess who wants to play that?
Oh, I want to play that. Looks fucking
My
amazing.
husband. And guess who he wants to play it with?
I wonder who his co-op partner is.
Me. So yeah, that's great. So I guess we're gonna play that on stream. That should be interesting.
That would be cool. That would be cool, definitely.
Played in the dark.
Um,
Oh god.
how about you, Primal? Anything? Obviously, you were talking about spiders earlier, freaking you the hell out. So maybe
Oh,
you
spiders.
It's not me that's freaking out. It's the kid.
could.
But no, honestly, it's gonna take a lot to actually scare me. Both me and my daughter were huge horror movie buffs. We love horror things. As a child, I grew up actually visiting different areas that were haunted. I lived in Connecticut, and there was a Norwich State Hospital, which was like a
Oh my
penitentiary psych ward.
Mhm.
And my sister would go over there and check that shit out and stuff, and it was so creepy because they still had like the gurneys and stuff with the
Mm.
straps and
Oh my
all that
gosh.
stuff still in
In
there.
Connecticut?
Yeah, and they are starting to bulldoze some of it. I know that they did a good chunk of it, but it's probably one of the most massive hospitals there are in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they're going to be turning it into a theme park.
Oh wow, interesting.
Um, and then there was an inn that was like down the street. I can't remember. It was like a red something, and then my dad would take me there, and we would go like really really late at night. And then I don't know if he made me like think I saw something, but there was always something in the fucking window.
Oh
And then
god.
also with like the Warrens, the guys, the married couple, they did the movies based on
Mm-hmm.
them, like Insidious, and uh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
anyway, yeah. So that's actually somewhere where I would like to take my daughter because she really wants to go see
Right.
the actual Annabelle.
Lord, you guys are
I
crazy.
the wife, I know the wife did just pass away, so I don't know if the museum is closed or not. But anyway, no, there's not. I love me some serial killers. We love serial killers here, And I'm always watching true crime shows. I think the one thing that would scare me the most is like a home invasion type thing.
Mm.
I don't want to open my
What,
door and
like
see
the Purge?
stranger. No, like the strangers that had lived
Right.
Tyler in there, and there was people that just went into their home and for absolutely no reason and murdered them.
Oh wow.
Or oh, what was that fucking movie? Funny Farm, I think, or something like that.
Funny Farm.
It
Yeah,
was
there was a movie called Funny Farm. Yeah.
yeah, there was a couple and their son, and they're on vacation,
Mm.
and the neighbors came by. It was like these two teenage boys, and they're like, "Hey, can we borrow like golf clubs or whatever?" And they ended coming back and murdering every single one of them, including the kid, for
Mm.
no reason,
Damn.
just for fun. So shit like that really scares me. As far as horror, like yeah, horror movies don't do shit. I like the psychological shit, like fuck with my mind and
Right.
Psychological thrillers.
yeah.
You know what's funny? So my husband's a really big Chucky fan,
Mhm.
and I've gotten really into the movies too because of him. And we actually, we actually, I ordered him a Chucky doll for his birthday, and so the Chucky doll came early, so I wasn't ready.
Mhm.
But now the Chucky doll is currently staring at me because it's in our living room in its box, and this shit is fucking creeping me the fuck out. It's realistic, like it's life size
Yeah.
Chucky doll.
Oh my god.
Um,
Just remembered
yeah.
something.
So,
My mom used to collect dolls as I was a child, and I
oh
don't know if
no.
she still does now. We've had quite a bit of falling out, but there was a doll that kind of looked like Chucky, but it was more of a porcelain doll. And
Oof.
back in the day, I had big red hair, freckles, everything. I looked like a sibling of Chucky, and my brother always used to say,
Chucky, I like the fucky. Yeah.
my brother would tell me that Chucky is my brother and he's gonna come
Oh
back
my
and kill
god.
me. So there would be some nights I
That's
would
so
wake up
mean.
and he would put the doll in the bed with me. And that
Oh
shit
my gosh. That's so mean.
yeah. I have fucked up
Dude, I can't.
Damn.
Maybe that's why you're so desensitized to like horror movies and stuff.
well, the thing
Yeah.
is, I have a hard time playing horror video games because I don't like being in control of what's about to happen. I would
Mm,
rather watch it like already planned out and unfold in front
yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
I just if I do play a horror game, I do need to have my daughter with me, or I need to have somebody be in a party with me, so I have some type of like security blanket.
Right.
I have such a hard time playing by myself.
Well, let me tell you, horror games are great, but if they're even crazier in virtual reality, that is a fact.
Oh, forget it.
Jago can tell you that Resident Evil 7 is a crazy game on its own, and in virtual reality, it takes on a whole new fucking dimension. And I can believe it because I've
Mm-mm.
actually played some horror games, like demos of various things in virtual reality, and feeling like you're actually there, where the sound effects are immersed around your head, and having that first hand perspective that only VR can really do. It is nuts. All you need to do is even go check out the Resident Evil 7 kitchen demo that came on one of the PlayStation demos a few years ago. It was only like a couple minutes long. I played it from one of my buddies. He freaked out. He was like, "Holy fuck!" Like, this lady is literally in front of me with a knife. It's crazy. Now, as far
I've
as myself, when I was a kid, one of my earliest memories was watching Nightmare on Elm Street. And you watch that movie today, it's pretty tame, right? To me, it's pretty tame now. But back when you were a kid,
Oh, it's
thinking about
mortifying.
this burnt guy with fucking claws that could kill you through your dreams, like, I don't know, man. I know
Oh
my
my
stuff fell
god.
for a long time. Freddy Krueger is the stuff of nightmares, as you say, quite literally, and that stuck me for a long time. But as far as now, like, it doesn't bother me too much. Most of the games, if I do play them, there's a few jump scares every once in a while, but it's not that big of a deal for me for the most part. Usually,
Right.
the only thing that annoys me more in most horror games is that they're always with like limited ammo this, limited ammo that. It's like, you just give me this fucking much ammo as I want, and I don't give a fuck what's around the corner. I'm gonna plow that shit to death. You know what I mean? I guess it's like
You're gonna plow it, eh?
I'm gonna plow it. I mean, I played Evil Within 2 with that fucking, what was it like? Just all it was, I think it was, I used one of the setting codes for making your weapons powerful. Didn't mean I had unlimited ammo, but it made like my shots actually count. So I wasn't like pumping 20 and 30 fucking
Shooting
shots into
blanks.
all these stupid dudes. And like once I got that, I was like, yeah, bitch. You know what I mean? I took the action of them motherfuckers instead of them chasing me around.
Right.
I hate that shit. But yeah, no, scary. Not too much scares me. I love ghost stories, like Sathia said in the chat. I think it's great. One of the things that still perplexes me to this day, and I'm almost terrified to try it because it feels freaky to me, would be the Ouija board. Um,
Oh, I used to do that so much as a child.
I don't know. There's something about them, man. I don't know. I just don't know. Like if I got enough the balls, I guess you could say, to get on those. It just seem, I don't know. I tried one time when I was younger, and it felt pretty fucking legit to me because I'm like, if nobody is moving their hands, how the fuck is this thing moving across the
Right.
board? If you're being honest with yourself, how the
Mhm.
hell can, I mean, I can understand people say like your hands, if you watch your hands, they technically twitch, right? Okay, I get that. All of
Right.
our hands kind of twitch, you watch them. But how the fuck can 4 or 5 people have their hands on a fucking thing
Twitching at the
and
same
everybody's twitching and it literally moves like
right.
inches? Okay, like I would know if I'm moving my fucking hand inches. So if you got your friends who are being honest with you, nobody's dicking around, then what the fuck moved my hands?
Yeah, I fucked with one of those. I used to as a kid when I was like 13, 14. It was like the cool thing. I would do tarot cards and fucking Ouija boards. I even had a glow in the dark Ouija board. And I don't know. It's just
Mm-mm. No,
all that
thank you.
shit I would fuck with as a kid. Probably is why I'm all fucked up now, but I'm all right with that.
Somebody's always put a little fucking magnet and a little remote control on it. Your friends come over and fuck with them.
Yes.
Get them to play it, and you can literally move it with like a remote. Just sit in the back corner watching through a video or something. Be like moving it around. It'd be funny. Oh man, someone always moves it. Perhaps it is, man. Like I said, a lot of stuff is in our minds most of the time. And as far as like movies that I find actually a little bit more is, those paranormal activity ones.
Yeah.
Something about them gets to me because they feel more legitimate, I guess, because a lot of the times for those movies, it's not about a creature or monster, it's the shit you don't see. And we've all been in scenarios in our life, whether we want to believe in this stuff or not, where you've been in a house or you've been at somebody's place or you've been somewhere dark and you can hear some fucking weird shit or you can see some
Oh
weird shit.
yeah.
And you're like, why that shit just fucking moved and I'm not hallucinating. You know what I mean? So that's why those movies kind of get me because they almost feel like
Well, it's
realistic to
why like
them.
my daughter's favorite genre is the found footage films like Blair Witch,
Yeah.
Cloverfield, Paranormal Activity because it doesn't look like so much CG shit. It's not over bloody. It's actual things that look like that could happen to you at this very moment. And yeah, I think it is a little creepy because you don't know exactly what it is and you don't know if it'll actually happen to you.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
scariest shit for fact is the stuff that you don't see. It's what your mind tries to think that you're going to see, right?
mhm,
Yeah, it's that subconscious, that subliminal stuff kind of shit, man. That stuff is crazy.
mhm.
But there's been a few good movies. I love those, like I said, those Insidious movies. I thought, especially the first one, I love those. Those Annabelles are pretty cool. The Nun, me and my wife watched that a couple months ago. That was actually pretty cool. The Nun.
I thought
So
there was like one jump scare and then the rest is mostly storyline. I don't
yeah.
know. That's me.
So there you go. What is the first one where the person gets thrown into the camera? Oh, the very first
Yeah, the
Paranormal
very
Activity
first
is what you're talking
Paranormal
about.
Activity.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, after a while, you kind of they get run in the mill. They start drawing at straws. They get a little more campier, that sort of stuff. But yeah, the first movie was definitely a trendsetter. It's just like the original Blair Witch. That movie just seemed so fucking
Mhm.
like crazy at the time, right?
Oh, it
Shot
was
on a near next to nothing budget, but it actually felt
yeah, it
like
was a
something you could identify with,
$400 budget
right?
and came out with this fucking phenomenon that all these other horror movies followed right after. It's
I
fucking
mean, how many of us have pretty much been in a woods that like actually look
oh,
like those
fuck.
woods? A lot of us, right? And how the trees are creepy a lot and low and they're all ruggedy and ragged, and you're like, man, if I
There's
was
like a
lost out here
random
by
shack.
myself, I'd be pissing myself, right?
Yeah, no fucking way.
No fucking way.
I feel awkward driving like at night down like a road that I'm not familiar with because it's all fucking like boonies and
Yeah.
like Amish shit over here. And I've seen some weird Amish crazy fucking movies where they do some weird shit and cult and stuff. So I'm always freaked out. I'm hoping I see a cow or and any type of life that's around me instead of these massive fields and all these woods. It's horrible.
let's move on to the next one. I just want to talk about the new show called The Boys. I've seen a lot of people chatting about this online. I don't know if either one of you on the panel has watched it yet. I would love to see it, but I don't have. I think is it Amazon? Is it Prime? Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Yeah, Amazon Prime Video.
I don't have it, and I don't know if there's another way to watch it without doing it illegally. I'm generally not a big fan and supporter of watching fucking really shitty ass, grainy ass fucking shit that people upload. I'd rather watch, nice quality video. But have every one of you seen it? Anybody in the chat been watching? Because I'm hearing really cool things. All I know is it's got Carl Urban, and that's enough to make me want to watch the show.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
My husband wants to watch it. We'll
She
see.
thinks it's hot. Go ahead, Blue.
I said my husband wants to watch it, so we'll probably get to it eventually.
Okay. And Primal, it sounds like you've watched it. So what's it about?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I've looked into it because I am seeing it everywhere, and I never even heard of it. I never even heard of it coming to Amazon at all. And I'm usually on top of that shit. But yeah, no, I have no fucking idea.
I think it's sort of about, and now I could be wrong because I've only seen like little clips here and there, and you can check out a trailer, but it seems like it's like a band of superheroes that actually do evil shit. You know what I mean? Like they're not kept in check. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if there's a group that got to go and fucking sort them out, sort of thing. But just go check out some trailers for the show. It looks phenomenal. It looks like it's got some really great characters. I guess it's 8 episodes according to BZ. All I keep, like I said, everybody's kind of raving about it right now. It's kind of like the hot thing that I'm hearing. I think Lucas said she loved it, and I've heard a few other people. Jago says it's amazing. So there you go. Catch you later, evil Sith Lord, bro. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, it's getting
So
late.
we can't talk on it much because neither one of us have seen it, but damn it, now I want to go see it. Let's get into our final topic of night before we get to our question. This was an interesting one that was tossed my way earlier today. I think it was Dreadpool that might have, or no, it was Wilmy Hood who actually sent me the link to this. So thanks, Wilmy. I didn't catch this one, but Twitch streamers plan a slut stream day to raise awareness of online harassment. Now, as you two ladies, being ladies and obviously being gamers and streamers, I'm pretty sure that both of you have come across some pretty bad shit when it comes to online harassment. So maybe you can talk
always.
about that. Blue, you stream a lot, so give us a couple of examples, perhaps, of the kind of BS that you go through on a day-to-day, weekly basis. It can't be easy being a girl online.
Well, for one, I don't really show cleavage on stream. It just doesn't I have my camera set up where it just doesn't show.
Right.
And so, it's really interesting how people, for one, I've had people assume that I show cleavage on stream just because I am a female streamer. So there's that. And then for two, people come into the chat all the time and just start fucking around and just like, I've had people come into the chat and be like, show your titties. Like, I've had people come into the chat and say racist ass shit. I've had people come into the chat and say like crazy ass, like sexual shit. This is very bad. So like being a woman and streaming, like you're automatically a target. Sure. It just happens. And I don't like, for
does
people
it upset you, or do you kind of ignore it?
I mean, no, it doesn't upset me because like anything that really happens on the internet doesn't really upset me. I kind of just, at this point, I don't have the enough energy to give to it, so I'm kind of just like, okay, whatever, just block and like ban and then keep it moving. Before, I guess it didn't upset me, but I used to do a thing where I would just be like, oh, like there's a troll in the house, like let's fuck around with the troll, and then like make jokes and things like that. But I noticed that people in the chat don't really enjoy that. Like they're kind of like, it changes the mood of the chat. So I don't do that anymore unless I'm like super bored. But
do you have a moderator? You use mods on your channels at all?
Yeah, now I do. I didn't have them for the longest time because I stream, and the problem is that I go through bouts of like moments where I'm just not really into much. my mood and in general just kind of goes up and down. And so I'm, that's a whole nother
Right.
topic. Like that's something I deal with. But so I'm not like consistent sometimes with my streaming. So I
Right.
didn't figure, I needed moderators, and I didn't have them for a while. So I was just doing it myself, just like banning
Mm-hmm.
them myself or
Right.
whatever. And then, I realized it's helpful to have mods because sometimes to focus on that and then to also focus on like keeping the mood up and like also
Right.
kind of distract them from interacting with the trolls, because I have people in my chat that they'll like defend me, which
Right.
is really sweet, but it also takes away from what I am doing.
Right. It's a
Anyhow,
distraction.
so I have mods now, so that's helpful. But I say all that to say that, being a woman and streaming, being a woman in general these days is it's pretty
Right.
difficult. Like there's all this shit going on about like sexual harassment and, people not
Right.
wanting to like give that any attention because, oh, women are just being sensitive or that kind of thing. But the problem is that there's a culture going on, and we've upheld
Mm-hmm.
this culture for so long that
Yeah.
people think it's okay to say particular things or do particular things. And the only way we're going to be able to like change that is to
Right.
kind of like not be invisible, and
Right.
just kind of
Right.
throw it in your face and just be like, we're here, like, this is what we're doing. And like, we give no fucks, basically. And I feel
Right.
like that's kind of what this is. Like, it's kind of like the slut walk, right? It's kind of like
Sure.
the slut movement, or like the all these politicians getting in trouble now because people are actually speaking up, and all these celebrities getting in trouble,
Right.
like all these things happening because women are kind of like sick of it, right? We're just
Right.
like, what the fuck, like we're people.
Oh, for sure, and I agree with you. But there's
So
also been
I don't
another
mind
side.
it.
There's also been another side too, where I've heard women say, like, "What are wrong with men? Men are so timid. Men won't do nothing. Men don't say nothing. Men don't hold doors open. Men aren't doing this. Men aren't doing that." And I can tell you, the problem now is there's so much shit going on that men are fucking terrified. They're afraid to look at women wrong. They're afraid, to do these things or say things now that a long time ago
You
were
see.
normally accepted, because now as soon as you
Mm-hmm.
say something, and like I've always said too, and it's such a hypocritical world, because I've seen this firsthand, where if a girl finds a guy attractive, he can say a
Mm-hmm.
few things and get away with it. If the girl finds a guy is ugly, or maybe he looks like a pervert or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he says the same shit that the good looking guy said, well,
Mm-hmm.
guess what
It's a
happens?
problem.
Right, it's a problem. I've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this in the office
Of
place. I've seen
course,
this a
there's
lot,
double standards
and it's
everywhere.
brutal. Right,
Of
it's brutal.
course, there's double standards for everything. You're gonna always find that. And I feel like, so what you have to do, right, is kind of put yourself in. I always feel like the best way to go about things is to put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is just to have respect, right? Because
Right.
if you can think to yourself like, oh, if would I do this to, an 80-year-old grandmother, right? Like,
Right.
no, you probably won't be like, hey lady, nice tits, right, walking down the street to an 80-year-old like, it's just some things that you kind of have to like think a little bit differently, right? I don't think a lot of people, I mean, of course there's gonna be crazy people on every
I probably would have said,
side.
"Hey, lady, nice tits. Do you need a wheelbarrow for those?"
There's gonna be crazy people on each side. Like there's gonna be like people who are like, all men are trash. Like there's that.
Right.
And then, obviously I'm not here to like,
Right.
say one side is right, one side is not, whatever. But I'm the kind of person that I just think, if you don't want it to be done to you, then don't do it, motherfucker. Like it's pretty simple if you think about it, right? If
Right.
you get bothered, if your sister or your mom, and I know that some people don't like this comparison because it's like, why do we have to give, men this kind of like example to humanize women? But
Right.
it's the only real thing that can kind of make it tangible enough for them to like, think about
Right.
it outside of themselves. If you don't feel comfortable with your mom or your sister, being spoken to that way or being treated that way, then you probably shouldn't be treating women that way yourself.
Yeah.
Also,
Mm.
there's ways to go about it. Like, y'all have to work on your smoothness. All
Right.
right. Like, you don't have to be like, the papi, like the super rico suave. Like, you don't have to
Right.
be this like papi chulo thing that walks into a woman and just be like, oh my God, like,
Right.
your tits are awesome. Like, that's not cool. You gotta be like, you gotta have swag, right? You have to work on that. You have to go in and be like,
Be like, can you
hey,
say that something
beautiful, are
like,
you having a great
yeah,
day? Like,
hey,
that's
gorgeous,
smooth,
I
right?
like
Like, and
curvy
if they don't
women.
like you, then they'll be like, they'll ignore you, or they'll be like,
Right.
I'm not interested or whatever. And then you just keep it moving. Don't get upset and just be, all right, bitch, stuck up bitch, right? Like, I've had
Right.
that happen to me.
Oh, like the
And I'm
bagel
just like,
guy.
okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
The fucking little short bagel guy. He's like fucking becoming popular now because he went into a bagel shop and he was bitching about women and saying how they're all a certain way. And he's
Oh
like,
God.
he's fucking swearing on them. He's causing a big havoc anyway. And then the guy fucking, and eventually this big dude gets fucking fed up with this little piece of shit and fucking punches him, knocks him on the floor. And then he
Lord.
comes back in and causes more stink and throws his fucking food down the floor. And yeah, it's, you just look it up on the internet. The guy is
Yeah,
fucking,
I'll look it up.
it's crazy. He's like a little short, like middle-aged
I mean,
white
in my
dude.
experience, most people that
Yeah.
complain about women and these things are just people who don't get pussy. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, no doubt.
So don't be mad
Hey,
at us
Chris.
because you don't get laid. Like, sorry.
Well, let's get Primal. I know you're hanging out over there. Been
Ah,
chiming in. Let's get your
just
two
chilling
takes
and
on the shit.
listening. I don't know. I've been dealing with shit and like this more specifically in the video game industry
Yeah.
for fucking like I don't know 16, 17 years now. And it's just I'm so accustomed to certain things that a lot of the shit that's said to me I don't even think twice about. And I've never really had well, I probably have, but
Guys say much shit to you when you're kicking their ass on Gears of War because I know you take a
of
lot of people to
course.
town.
Of course. Well, especially in the beginning and I didn't really know what to say exactly, but I've learned how to shut everybody up at this point. If they say anything to me, I'm pretty good at taking care of myself. But it's kind of weird because like back in the day when I used to work at this place where you can buy and sell used games and I was 16 years old and it was like I would get shit from every single guy there because I was the only female pretty much in the state of Connecticut that worked at GameStop at the time. And it was just like I would be disregarded or I would be harassed. But at the time, it wasn't as big of a deal. It was kind of like, okay, it's happening, whatever. Like we never really said anything or did anything about it. So that's kind of like how I am now. I'm just kind of like if people say shit to me, I'm like, whatever. Plus, I don't have to do anything extra for attention either. I don't have to have my tits out. I don't need to be
Right.
fingering myself on the webcam for money or anything like that. If you like me, like me. If you don't, you don't. I
Right.
just at this point I don't care. I get shit said to me all the time, but I'm not about to go blast somebody on Twitter and call them out for it. So fucking what? They didn't I don't care.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want to me. I really don't give a shit. But that's also just the mindset that I've had growing up as a kid. Now there's a lot of younger people today where it's like the smallest little thing, fucking lawsuit.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like,
Well, do
what?
you ladies get called the word slut much then, from a gaming perspective?
Not really. I mean, I guess sometimes, but it's more like hoe
Right.
or, thought or like just bitch,
I
right?
get
Because
Bitch.
I
Right.
don't give them attention. Like, the usual shit. But what I want to do say is that like what works for us doesn't necessarily work for other people. So like
Right.
if you guys are listening to this and you're like, oh well, Blue said this or like Primal said this, like that don't take that with like a grain,
Right.
of salt, because like everyone reacts differently. You can't predict someone else's reaction to what you do, right? Like it is what it is, right? So
Right.
just go, just have respect. I mean, I feel like respect gets you a long way, takes you very far.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. I agree. So like this whole streaming that's supposed to take place, they call the slut stream. You kind of stand behind that then, because I guess what they're ultimately trying to do is create an environment where it sort of desensitizes the word. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas right now it still carries a bit of a weight. Oh, you slut. But I guess they're going to use it to the point where it's just like whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's something that's been done about, like the slut walk was also a thing. Like they're trying to take this word and make it so that people, first of all, they're trying to bring awareness to the issues that like women have to deal with, and now in particular with streaming. But they're also trying to kind of like not make it so that the word doesn't hold as much weight, like you said. I don't know if it's gonna work because this shit kind of like falls on deaf ears, but
Right.
I can appreciate the movement.
Yeah, totally. Primal.
No, it's just some of the things like I don't know, maybe I'm a bitch or an asshole or whatever. Like I think it's great that people are standing up for themselves, and that's I would have never known about this at all until you had shared it. So it's not, I don't know. I think it. Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I support the ladies. I mean, obviously, I want to see more ladies and girls in gaming. I want to see more female gamers. I think it's great. I think it's great for gaming. Period. And I love the company too. Like it's, I always appreciate girls that come out to watch our podcasts, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, there's always these bad misconceptions and different things and stuff. You know what I mean? And as you've proven, and Blue has proven time and time again, I played against both you girls in games. You girls can play games with the best of us. You can kick ass. You know what I mean? And have a lot of fun.
Your
And
gender doesn't matter.
no, your gender doesn't matter to me. When we're playing, it's not about who got tits and ass and dicks
It's
or
about
anything else.
skill,
It's
baby.
skills and having fun, and I respect everybody like that. But I mean, I get it. I mean, especially in the streaming world, a majority of the female streamers that have gone on to be like really successful, they all have one common denominator, whether they want to admit it or not. And that's, like I've said this time and time again, they sell sex. Does that give them, now, if you want to be as sexy as you want, be as sexy as you want on camera, that's cool, because it does. I don't care who you are. It doesn't give anyone the right to be mean or to be, or to be violent. No, that does not. I mean, sure, if it makes little Willie Johnson get hard downstairs, well, I guess great for you, but you don't have to say derogatory things and demean them because that's what they do. I mean, great. If that's what makes them successful, that's all I can say. It makes them successful. I just usually hope that behind the sexy outfits and the laundry, there's actually a decent gamer there as well. Because sometimes
that's where it gets me.
Right? That's what gets me too, is when you watch some of these girls that clearly have no skill, and I'm not talking just game skill, they have no skill on a mic.
Taking advantage of all these horny gamer guys.
Yeah.
But they don't have to watch. That's the thing, right? Like,
but it's hard not to watch.
I mean, then that's on them, but that's not necessarily like they're not being forced to, like these people are not necessarily they're not gamers, right? They're just gaming while being sexy. So it's like that's their thing.
I don't know. The thing that bothers me is that some of these girls are extremely hypocritical, because I feel like that they do bring attention upon themselves. Like how is showing your tits not gonna get a certain response?
And that's the thing. Okay, but that's upsetting, because it shouldn't be the response just because, like, just because you have your cleavage out doesn't necessarily mean that you should get that response.
I'm saying if you're purposely doing things so that it shows more, and you get certain responses, and you're like, oh my gosh, look what he said, like, but look what you just did. I don't know. I see a certain way where.
But isn't that blaming her as opposed to blaming him for his actions? Like,
I'm blaming both of them.
I think it's not fair to just be like, it's almost as if you're saying like, oh, if you walk in the middle of traffic, you're gonna get hit by a car. Like, that's what you should expect, right? And it's like, no, because we can teach people to not be this way,
So you're saying, like, if some girl purposely is lowering her shirt to show more and more cleavage throughout her entire stream, isn't going to get a certain type of attention?
I'm saying that doesn't mean that she deserves that attention.
She may not deserve it, but certain actions, like,
it doesn't matter. She doesn't deserve it, period. She can do whatever she wants on stream as long as it's following the Twitch rules, and that's it. Like, I don't understand people that get upset about it, or that, say like, she should expect that. Like, no, we should expect better from our men, That's what I believe.
Okay, but what's her purpose of constantly lowering her shirt?
Her purpose is to get fucking cash and money, baby.
Exactly.
Like, let her do it the way she wants to do it. Like,
I'm not saying not to.
do we?
I'm saying if some guy makes a comment about her tits or starts hitting on her and she gets offended by that, is that okay? For her
Most
to
of
be
the
offended by
time, I don't see the offense coming from like a mention of like, oh, you know, those are some nice boobs. Like, most of the time, the offense comes when it's like, you know, hey, I want to rape you tomorrow, you know, like that kind of stuff. That's the
way that I see it is it's just that's just how society is, and I'm not blaming.
But why
her,
are we
I'm not blaming
accepting it?
him. It's just the way things are.
But why are we accepting that? Are we just supposed to be like, yeah, okay, then we'll always forever deal with this instead of changing it?
I don't know. Whoever can change it, but it's both parties' faults. It's not her fault. It's not his fault. It's both of their faults.
I disagree.
That's how I see it.
I don't feel like it's like as if, you know, like, do you also say the same thing for, you know, sex workers or strippers? Like, is that also something that you feel?
If you're offering sex and somebody wants to have sex, and yeah, but look at the workforce that you're in. What kind of attention are you supposed to be getting?
What do you mean?
If
you're selling sex, but I just came to your house to eat some pie.
Yeah, I don't.
So, for example, if there is a stripper, right, working at a strip club, and a man decides that they're gonna hop onto the stage and, like, you know, grab her boob, like, is that something that you would be like, well, yeah, she should expect that? If there's clearly a rule that says do not get on stage and do not touch the women.
Rule
there's rules on Twitch for harassment. You're not supposed to go into people's channel and harass them. There's rules on Twitch for that.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So it's like, why is it different for that? Right? Like, I mean, I know it's a gray area. I know it's tricky, but no, we definitely should not be like, oh yeah, this is just how things are. Because if that were the case, we wouldn't be how we are. We wouldn't be where we were now. If people were like that in the 50s and we're just like, this is just how life is, we wouldn't have the things we do now. We wouldn't be able to do we wouldn't be able to do this podcast.
How does that have to do with anything?
Because you're saying that it's just the way society is. And what I'm saying is that we should expect society to change.
It is constantly changing. All the shit that we do now has nothing to do with the shit that we do in the 50s. Are you fucking kidding me? With people showing the shit they showed today and everything.
That was my point. That what I said was, if it didn't change before, if people said that's just how society is, we wouldn't be where we are right now. That was my point.
So like. The tolerance of things is fading away. This is the norm. The more that we get it, the more normal it seems. You know, this shit isn't going to change because this is what we deal with every single day. The shit that's like that's completely normal to my kid, that wouldn't even fly when I was a kid. You know, it's just that the more that it happens and the more that it's accepted, then it's just never going to change. It's just only going to get worse from here.
Well, anyway, girls, I don't mean to cut you off, and I don't want to have, any type of argument and stuff like that. I do appreciate both your opinions on the matter, and I think we've said our piece on that. Let's get to the final question. Blue, I know you had this one lined up. I don't know if you want to say it out to the chat, this one tonight. Primal had a great question too, but we're going to leave it for another week. So Blue came up with, did you want to send this one out, Blue? Do you want me to read it in case you don't have it in front of you? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so Blue's question to the chat and to the panel is sexting sexy? And what about unsolicited nudes? I'm pretty sure most of us are familiar. Well, girls are probably a lot more familiar than guys. Would you go for it if you liked what you saw? So is sexting sexy? And what about unsolicited nudes? I know girls often get that unasked for dick pic. I don't know how many pussy pictures the guys get, but I've never received one yet. So, what do you think? Is sexting sexy or not? And unsolicited pics. Primal, let's get your take on this one. I know you're no stranger to that.
Yeah, I have like a whole fucking wall of dick pics. I could have like fucking 30 years worth of calendar pics. It depends on who you're doing it with to begin with. If you're having a conversation with somebody about, like, I don't know, going fishing, and all of a sudden the dude's like, yeah, I got my hand in my pants right now and I'm thinking about you reeling that big one in. Like,
Mhm.
what? Like, where did that come from? Like, was that for me? Um, but no, I think sexting could be actually kind of beneficial, especially if you're in a long distance relationship, or if somebody is away for a while, or just kind of like a little hint before you come home. But it definitely depends on who you're doing it with.
Right.
I don't know, and that's another thing. If people send me shit, whatever,
Right.
I'm not gonna.
Doesn't bother you that much. It's kind of one of those things you look at it and delete it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Blue? I'm sure you've had at least one or two incidents, I'm sure, with something similar to that.
I mean, I don't know. Don't
What do
send
you
me dick pics. That's it.
don't send her dick pics. What about
If
the
you send
sexting
it,
itself?
I'm probably gonna post it. Period.
I
And
mean,
then
you're
the whole world can see your little dick.
what if
So
it's a big
go
dick?
for it if you want, but it's not really gonna, do
Right.
anything but embarrass your ass.
And sexting itself, anything ever kind of got you excited, or is it kind of you just kind of take it and
Nah,
laugh at it?
nah,
Yeah.
it's not my thing.
TiVo don't send you nice messages.
Yeah, we see each other every single day. It's fine. We don't need to
Right.
text.
It's a little different with a relationship, right?
I mean, I'm a married woman.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have fun with it a little bit at one point in time in my life. Like I said, I don't think I've basically done that shit for years. Obviously, as a married man, that sort of thing. So who would I do it with, right? But as far as like the pics, I don't think I've ever had. I don't think I've ever had a woman send me boobs or pussy for that matter. You're welcome to. I'll never say no. It's fun to look at. I don't think my wife would like the same thing if I pull up, open the old inbox. She's like, who are you looking at?" But yeah, I don't know. Like for me, I wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't really think much of it. But I don't think that's going to happen anyway. But
To
there you
each
go.
their own.
To each their own. So there you go. Everybody have their say on this. Everybody's good.
I mean, I have more to say, but
Well, on this topic or
on all topics.
on all topics. Well, we'll bring you back again sometime in the future for sure. We'll chat about more shit indeed. But I want to give a shout out to the chat as we get ready to end this show. Glad you could stay with us for the whole thing, Blue.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing though. For those of you that are kind of complaining about, women doing what they want to do online, like it's kind of one of those things where you wouldn't be complaining if you were busy. That's all I think. Like the only people that complain about things like that are people who don't have lives. But
Perhaps.
yeah,
Okay.
thank you for having me. Have a
Well,
good night.
thanks for being here, and obviously, Blue, let everybody know where they can find you, how they can check out your streams, and all that good stuff.
I mean, if after hearing this, if you're still interested, I'm X Blue Rendezvous. If you know how to spell that, if you don't, I mean, it'll be in the description, I'm sure. You can find me on Twitter, on Twitch. I have a Discord. I have a YouTube that I don't even use. If you want to check it out, I don't know. But this is more of what you'll hear, and I mean, also like I like to have fun, so it's not always this. But if you don't like it, don't come because you will get chewed out.
There you go. And let's head things over to my co-host and panel member, Primal Eve. Primal, let people know where they can find you. I'm sure you're getting ready to kick some more ass in the next Gears Tech Test, but
Of
yeah, let
course.
people know.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Primal Eve. I will also be on Xbox and PSN also as Primal Eve. I am going to be moving here shortly, which should open up some time for me now that I can actually have some breathing room with my game time. So hopefully I'll be able to hop on with you guys more often. I am not ignoring all of you. I just don't pay attention. Um, uh, but yeah, no, definitely. I'm hoping maybe this weekend I might be able to get some time in. I'm hoping that my
yeah,
internet shit will be ready to go by the time the next episode is ready. It better be because I already paid for it.
yeah.
But yeah, no, and once again and again, thank you, chat, for being here. I love you guys that have been here time and time again, especially even from way back in the dosage days.
Absolutely.
So it's great to see you guys follow us over here too.
Game Injure, thanks for being here for the entire podcast tonight. Appreciate you coming here and coming over from, I guess, Dealer's Stream. Appreciate all the new people. Appreciate all the old people. The Ash and Luca's here. Luca, that is funny. Luca comes in right after, of course, you two are going back and forth, which kind of actually reminded me a lot of the show that Blue and Luca used to do one time before. Sorry, Blue, I forget the name of
Big
what
podcast.
Right, the Speak podcast, which I was actually on a couple of times with the girls, and
All the
they had a
videos are
lot
still
of
up.
yeah,
They're all there still. If you
yeah.
guys
They
want
can
to check
go
them out.
still check them out, and they used to have a lot of topics very similar to what we were kind of talking about tonight, which was great. They had some wonderful, fantastic debates on there. So yeah, you can go check out a lot of those shows if you're not familiar. Lucas like, huh? Yeah, like Lucas just shows up. Timothy Dixon, man, he's always here each and every week. Lakers Rams, what's happened, man? Glitcher, I don't know what's up with Glitcher, brother. We've been trying to get that man, and we're putting that out there for you now. We've been trying to get Glitcher on this podcast. We're 23 episodes in, haven't gotten him yet. He keeps saying he's going to join us, and then like the day of, something comes up, he never gets here. So I've actually renamed Attack the Glitcher to Expect the Ditcher. So
yeah, if everybody could maybe like get together and be like, "Hey, Glitch, get on the show," maybe he'll do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There you go. Look at that. Lady Foxfire. I said earlier tonight, I said, it'd be nice if Lady Foxfire was here. Lady Foxfire must have been following Luca over here through the chat. Now, Foxy's another awesome people that really good at gears. And Foxy, you got to play a game with us soon.
I have yet to freaking play with her.
Stop ducking us, girl.
I know.
Foxfire, you heard us. We got to get you in there. But anyway, we are getting ready to end the show. Two phenomenal ladies, another phenomenal podcast. We almost hit a record tonight. It was great. Like I said, we'll be back again next week. Hopefully, we'll have another fantastic guest as well, which probably we will. But you guys know where to find Noof Nuke. I'm always in the gutter. Boom, boom, kaboom. It's Noof leaving the room. Check these ladies out. Go back and check out all of our other podcasts. Somebody was saying earlier, Jago's a funny guy. He should be on the podcast. I'm like, he was. He was here last week. So if you didn't catch that one, go check it out. Big thanks to these ladies. We'll catch you again soon. Hope you had fun here, everybody. Like I said, this podcast is not your usual. It's a little bit of everything. As Blue found out tonight, it can go from low to high and everywhere in between. So you guys all have a great night. As Glitcher would say, keep a tight ass. So there you go. We'll catch you guys later. Have fun. Keep it gaming.
Adios.
And Game Injure, if you're looking for my gamer tag, same as my channel, man. It's Noof Nukem on Xbox. It's Noof Nukem 76 on PlayStation. There you have it, bro. Catch you all later. Have a good night.